Alright, there we go. Where are you? There it is. Okay. Well, it's looking good. I moved all those, not those, to this one. Alright, everybody. Here we are. It's your boy Hardcorn, and we're back with some more action Taimanin today. The lovely stuff, you know it, you love it. I sure do, at least. Oh, hang on, I got a message somewhere. How about... Alright, there we go. Alright, yes, we have got today's... We're going to have Asuka's tower run. It's a simple goal that we're going to get 75 floors done on there, but let's see just how she tackles that sort of thing. She has 0 healing, so now we have to play the most aggressive character in our entire lives. And Asuka can bring the heat for sure, she really does, and that's what I love about her so much. Alright. But right here we have her in the... Well, everybody knows, like, Asuka Langley. Well, Asuka Langley from, you know, Evangelion. So I thought, you know, everybody always dresses Asuka up as, like, you know, whatever Asuka's Eva robot is in that one. I wanted to dress her as a Eva 01. The green and the purple setup. Look at that. Lovely ladies. We got Miss Big Grapes. Micah over there. Lovely. And Miss Silver Bullet Emily. I essentially like to call us like the machines trio, because obviously these are the only 2 machines we have in the game, and I really wish that Micah was a machine in general, because she really fits the stereotypes for it. Wow, Asuka, that is like way too sexy for your own good. Jesus Christ, lady. Alright, first of all, we've got to get some homework. We've got to do some little bit of housekeeping. This will take probably about 2 hours to do. So we'll start... Well, obviously we got, let's see, we have her done. We can start some crafting then. We need modules, because I just made some of those. 25 minutes apiece, that's fine. But how's everybody doing today? I hope your Tuesday's been just fine. Well, I'm sure it's a lot better now since you got some more action time in your life. You gotta love them, that's for sure. Well, let's get Asuka ready. Who was I using? That's it. I was using Rin earlier, doing some experimentation, and I switched from someone else to use who? I forget. Oh, that's right. I put it on Yukikaze because I was doing experimentation with her. Gotta remove this. Okay. Move that on there. Actually, for the most part, I was actually able to beat, in practice, all the other stuff with Asuka without the boosters. So she's actually that strong in general. Like, I don't have a very strong Asuka in the first place. So the fact that she can just, you know, cram her fist into their face and just totally win is a testament to how strong she is. Let's see, we'll get this. We'll start off with blue today. She's not protect, she's suppress. She's already at a disadvantage. Open melee. Oh, we'll get this one. Switch her in the front. Slicer zone, mock impact, mock punch. Great, we'll start off with Kung Fu Asuka today. What does she have? Oh, that's right, Asuka has her own set of, what are they called? She has her own set of Magatamas that I made for her, because Asuka's special. She gets her own set of Magatamas. We'll stick with the classic. Now, don't worry, guys, I'll read you in a second. Oh, sorry, the game is a little quiet over there, but that's how it's set up. Alright, then we go all the way to the bottom. Make sure we have Asuka on first. Alright, now we get started. Gotta go all the way to the bottom because they don't have a warp straight to the bottom or the top. Now let's get started. I'm sure these first 50 floors are gonna be fantastic. Alright, how you doing there, Draco? How you doing there, Blabberpuss? Oni Kagamaru, K9 Postman. Oh, didn't scroll. And Terran Pinnock. We got the whole gang here today to watch the wonderful Asuka in action. They don't stand a chance against our hot robot, that's for sure. If there's anything I love about Asuka, it's her, is the immense amount of speed that she has behind her, and also the fact that every time you use her, her abilities in some sort of way, you can't fucking see. She has the same problems that Rin does, and I don't really like that. I think I addressed that in the video, but no, that's something I'll probably address for her video. Well, there you go, see? Now you just got here just in time so you can go watch ourselves some Asuka action. And of course, always every couple of floors, I think Asuka has enough costumes to where she can actually, what is it called? Where Asuka can actually use one costume every 5 floors. It's nothing like Asagi or Yukikaze or Sakura, who have the ability to have a costume switch every 3 floors if they wanted to. You could have stayed in a bar for and drank 10 beers, but you didn't. Well, of course, you'll be too drunk and you'll miss some of that Asuka action. And wouldn't that be sad? You didn't get to see the hot robot actually just go out there and kick some serious ass. Look at that, she's tearing through these in record time. Well, today's stream got postponed a little bit because I wanted to watch the Gamescom trailer to see what's coming out. Mostly just for the Sonic trailer, but the thing is, the one thing I wanted to watch the Gamescom conference first day thing was because there was a Sonic trailer, and I ended up missing the Sonic trailer because I went to town because I didn't think Sonic was going to appear until like the end of the conference, which is very sad. I had to go watch the trailer over there on like the video that they put up on the Sonic the Hedgehog channel instead of the actual the one they put on there, which is sad. But for the most part, the whole conference itself was generally underwhelming, of course, as they usually are. They had, what was that, Homeworld 3 that was coming out, which I was not exactly the most impressed with. I mean, I played a part of 1. But I mean, like, I was never much of an RTS guy in the first place. I like my turn-based versions of those because I'm not big brain enough to actually formulate on the fly those sort of strategies. Who knows, maybe we'll play something like Europa Universalis. No, we're not playing that. We'll play something like Advance Wars because that's much easier for me to understand. Look at that. I love the changes they actually made to Asuka in terms of like actually making her her punching attacks not just totally pieces of shit. Like Mach Punch used to be like her worst possible move she could ever use in every possible situation, and now Mach Punch is actually usable, which I really like. Do you guys have Asuka? Do you guys feel the same way? Because I was wondering about that sort of thing, because I made my video about her a long time ago, and changes have occurred to her, you know, from then and now. So I honestly I would like to go back and see, like, you know, what I said previously, and then like if any of the things I had complained about actually made it in terms of changes. Which I find like fantastic. I'm glad that they actually do listen a little bit, and actually we have the ability to what is that called? Changes do get made to these characters for the foreseeable future. Fantastic. Look at her. She's just killing it right here. Already on the 5th floor. I think this is the last one where we face the machines. We can't be having this machine-on-machine violence, guys. There's no reason that we should be doing this. Oh, come on, Asuka. Get in there. I'm glad she has so many projectiles on Mach Punch, because obviously I was going to get hit out of that attack if it was like the original Mach Punch. No, wait, the original Mach Punch works the same way, but it's now just a lot faster, and it's just better in the first place. Well, you haven't bought Asuka yet. You really should. She's a cute robot gal. She absolutely kicks ass. One of the best characters to ever come out of this stinking game. Well, no, she comes from Taimanin Asagi 3. She's the best thing to come out of Taimanin Asagi 3, besides massive amounts of questions of whether or not, like, where the series will go after that point. There you go, Asuka. Destroy them. Destroy the child. But super fighting robot Asuka, I don't know their K9. That's a little, that may be a little bit esoteric for some of us. We'll save this for later. How many does she have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is it 15 or 16 costumes? So I only have a usage about 14 of them. Where is this one? Where's Reebok Asuka? There it is. What are you trying to just like a Megas XLR thing or something? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of like robotics anime or like mecha anime or manga or read anything like that, so it's like I guess we're all in the dark for that one. If anyone can deal damage, it's like, oh my god, she's insane. Jesus, she just tears them fuck apart. Limited costumes are wiping up your gems as of late. It's like, oh man, I get you. I get you there, Terrence. Because it's like, every time that I try to get, like, I obviously had enough gems to afford only Asagi's Fox costume. Which obviously I would like to get all of their costumes, you know, Emily's and Sakura's as well, but it's like, oh my god, each one of those is like 350 gems a piece. So that is, god, that is crazy expensive in terms of like a costume. I'm not using like the, what's that thing called? The Hebishika pass or the monthly pass or whatever. So I have to like, I've got to deal with, for the most part, of like having a very little amount of gems in my life anymore. But I'm slowly recuperating them. And eventually, maybe I could probably catch it at the very end, but I highly doubt that. Super Fighting Robot Mega Man, the original 80s Mega Man cartoon. I know one thing, I've never seen the Mega Man cartoons at all. Not any of them at all, for sure, because obviously like most of them were on like the kids WB where I live, and I never got up early enough on weekends to see that sort of stuff. But how am I doing today? Well, I'll just say this much, Raptor. It's been a pretty good day so far. I went to the store. I got myself some, got some drink going on, ready for the next few weeks. Looking for stuff. And obviously, watch the Game Developers not Game Developers Conference, but it's the Gamescom or something like that. The Games Convention over there in Cologne, Germany. And I was like, that was pretty cool. I got to see some stuff I wanted. Some stuff looks pretty alright. Kind of hype. Maybe I would like to get that one day. But it's, for the most part, it all looks kind of meh in general. Even the Sonic looks kind of meh. But from what little they did show during the trailer that I saw that appeared today, it was, it just looks more or less like Sonic Forces again. Which was Sonic Generations. Well, which was Sonic Generations, and then they keep doing that. So I wonder if Sonic Frontiers is just going to be like, obviously it's got the comparisons to Nier Automata, or more or less the Drakengard series, with how it treats the way the enemies look, the colors and everything. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's going to be like a darker sort of tone, much like Sonic Omens and Sonic Forces. For the most part, my day's been pretty good. But of course, always my favorite part of the day is when I get to go stream the games for you guys and go out and hang out. It's a real fun time for sure. Dang it, I wish those explosions did more damage. Come here. Come here. Oh, that's it. Oh man, if there's anything that Asuka does so well, it's just generating particles. Like, all she has to do is just exist in the general vicinity of her enemies. They just fall the fuck apart. Did I ask that already? Yeah, I did. I asked if you guys had Asuka or anything like that. I don't know. Like, what from what you guys have seen of Asuka in the past or have experienced with yourself? Do you like Asuka as a character? Do you like what she does in the story? Or, like, from other portions of media that you've seen her in? Because obviously she's got her set of fans for sure. For the most part, I was kind of skeptical about her when she appeared in Taimanin Asagi 3. But I ended up liking her very, very much after all was said and done for her inside her story. She's effectively supposed to be, what is it, Asagi 2, in terms of haughtiness, but she's even much more brash at the same time. But frankly, you can get past that sort of thing. And of course, Asuka loves getting herself in trouble all the time because she's just a rambunctious girl, or rambunctious. Where is original emoji? I like Asuka a lot. That's why I got her to 81, and that's probably why she was one of the earliest videos that I ever did. Because Asuka's a really cool character in general. She gets done dirty too hard. Yeah, she does really get done dirty pretty hard over there in the OVAs. She literally only appears for probably no more than 10 seconds and nothing happens. Which is really sad because if any character really needed expansion on her development in there, and actually get to see her scenes animated, it was Asuka. And that's exactly right there, Blabberpuss. Asuka's a really cool gal in general. I think Asuka is probably one of the characters that I've at least found for the most part that she always gets like the best costumes in general, like really solid designs in every single aspect about it. Like, there's certain, like, obviously fan favorite characters, like, oh, Rinko, her idol outfit just has, like, the weird beret cap or something, and it doesn't look very good on her. No, Asuka always gets, like, a really solid costume, regardless. I guess the people at Gremory really enjoy Asuka in the first place, so they really give her these nice costumes. Because I've yet to see any other costume beat, what is it? I've yet to see any of the Taimanins costumes beat the original Asuka's Fox costume. That's probably my favorite. Even when Asuka wears other characters' clothes like Emily's, it still looks good on her. I guess that's more or less a testament to Asuka's design rather than the outfit itself. They didn't have to make this, you know, quadriplegic or something super sexy like that, but here we are. Our little absolute nugget over here, just being herself, blazing fast and haughty as can be. But that's exactly right there, Raptor. If they didn't change her at all, like in the OVA. Now, if they didn't put her in the OVA at all, it's just like it doesn't mean anything. It was absolutely pointless that she was there in the first place, almost. Because obviously she has such a big role in the VN itself, delivering the final blow and also gathering intelligence. But then like they just do her that bad in the OVA, and even then like that one episode OVA I guess did so poorly, they're like, we're not going to continue this at all. Which doesn't surprise me. Gremory just like axing projects in the middle of them because something didn't turn out well. But yes, I really do like the Fox Girl Asuka costume. We're gonna save that obviously to the very end because that's such a really cool, that's probably like my favorite costume for her. So we're gonna save all of my favorite costumes for the very end. It's not so much that I don't like, you know, any of these costumes. It's like I like them a little bit more than the others. The modeling team did a really good job at like making Asuka translated from her design sheet actually into transferring the 2D designs from like the original books to the actual in-game model is really, really good. I'm honestly very impressed that they actually got her right at this level. I've never actually seen anyone truly complain about Asuka's 3D model design or whatever. Obviously people like, you know, Asagi or Yukikaze or Sakura, they get complaints for sure. But I never see that in terms of like Asuka. In fact, I don't think anybody ever complains about Asuka. Does she just not have fans or something like that? Or is it just that she gets so many good things that it just generally doesn't matter what happens to her? Baby girl eats well. It's almost comparable to someone like Asagi or Yukikaze in terms of like costumes and getting really good gear. There you go, look at him go, Asuka. Ooh, very good stuff there, Asuka. Man, she got the kung fu and it's so good. Every single time that she punches the shit out of something and takes off 50% of its health. I know that I'm not going to have problems against what's going to come up next. Here we go. Alright, there we go. See, that's the problem with like very large enemies right there, because every time that like you have extremely large enemies, if they get knocked backwards, if they get knocked backwards in any way, it's gonna push them up slightly. And so when characters like Asuka have their punch moves that send them forward, they keep smacking the enemy. They put the enemy on top of their character model, and it causes them to miss sometimes. However, since that enemy is so huge, the explosions were able to actually hit him pretty much every single time. Now we'll save Steel Student for later. Get the pink towel. Bath time. Oh yeah, the absolute DPS on like Asuka right here is totally crazy. She just shreds pretty much anything in her path. She is filled to the brim with attacks that have like multi-hit strikes, piercing properties, explosives, AoE coverage, you name it. She almost feels like Proto-Rin in that sort of respect, but she's not. Because obviously Asuka is built to do damage at all costs. She barely has any sort of slows. She has ways to speed herself up, but she doesn't have like super huge crowd control options to like keep enemies at bay or anything like that. You'd have to win through like sheer power. And if you don't have the sheer power behind you, you're gonna really feel the difference on what it takes to make sure Asuka can succeed. I think at one time someone said that like Asuka was like bad or something. It's like Asuka's not bad. She's very solid for the most part. Of course, she gets knocked out of that. Get your fucking back blown out behind the 7-Eleven there, bub. Good job, Asuka. Even her bath costume's great. Like, they actually give her, you know, it's like, oh, they're just gonna, like, they give all the other girls for a bath costume, it's, like, really simple stuff. But no, they put Asuka's hair up in a bun. They put all 4 miles of hair into this, like, grapefruit-sized bun. And it's like they have, like, an actual hair piece that holds her hair back. They have an actually designed towel, kind of dumb, though. It's because it's, like, wavy over there, but I guess that's women's towels for you. Because I actually have a towel like that I use in my room to cover up the top part of my curtains so the light doesn't get in when I go to sleep. But either way, it's just like, it works. I guess the ladies love that sort of stuff. And I totally understand the pain there, Postman, with those, with the automatons. Because those automatons have, like, the smallest wind-up ever on their attacks. Like, you just see me there, like, spamming the dodge button, because, like, just spamming the dodge button is, like, you either get their attack on reaction, or you don't get it at all. That's just it. And when you hit it on reaction, you're able to do stuff like, well, no, it's easier to hit it off of Chrismaton, because with Chrismaton, it's like, it's so big, you can actually see when it flings its shoulder back, and you can make the dodge then to get the extreme dodge off. But on the smaller automatons, you don't get that. You can barely see their shoulder, and they just attack so quickly. And then they have their bubble gun, which like hits you for, it has almost the entire arena coverage, and then it just like shoots you and knocks you out of your attack. Like, I knew the moment that I started earlier that one attack against the first automaton, and it obviously killed the automaton, but the thing was, it's like Asuka got knocked out of the attack by a single bullet. That's a really big problem with her. These gun dogs are also some of the worst enemies too, because they fire extremely quickly, and they also have like the ability to just fill the entire area full of bullets. They're real tough customers for sure. And exactly right there, Blabberpush. She has like 4 miles of hair. We've obviously all seen what Asuka's hair looks like when she lets it down. It goes all the way down to the back of her knees. It's a lot of hair. So 4 miles of hair isn't much of an exaggeration. It's like, it's more or less the truth. Baby girl out here just like filled with, I bet like you know, Asuka lives over there in the dorms with like, you know, the rest of the Taimanin crew. But the thing is, it's, you know, if you ever had to live with women or something like that, and you would have to take a shower in the same like shower area that they do, you would know that like when they get their hair caught in the drain, it's like an absolute goddamn nightmare. Because, you know, women's hair, it's super long. Can you imagine someone like Asuka or Kiara when they take a shower? It's like their hair comes off, and it's like angel hair pasta size, but it's like 4 feet long. So instantly, one hair will damn near clog the entire pipe just by itself. So just imagine like when she goes and takes a shower or something and she combs her hair. It's like, oh my god, Asuka, you are just like ruining plumbing for everything. That's something to think about, actually. I can only imagine like the plumbing problems that like an all-female cast of like the Gosha Academy has, because, you know, the anime hairstyles and all that sort of stuff. It's like, obviously, you know, it's a thing. They're gonna look the way they look, but it's like, you know, Asagi has like, you know, regular women's length hair, but then you have Asuka and Kiara over there with like 9 miles of hair filling up the entire drain with it. It's like, oh my god. Honestly, you would almost kick those people out of those apartments for how many times you keep clogging the pipes. Like, why, Asuka? Why do you gotta keep doing this, girl? You almost have to tell her to wash her hair. You almost have to tell her to put like a pre-drain or a pre-screen on like the bathtub or the shower or whatever, so it can actually like clear. Because I remember I was watching something like, I don't know if you guys watch these videos, but they're called Drain Addict. That guy just goes over there, and it's just footage of him clearing clogged up and backed up drains somewhere in Australia. Like, the simple concept of like drain cleaning and like working plumbing is such a, you know, concept that everybody does take for granted. Even if you think you don't, you really do. Because the moment when your plumbing starts clogging or starts having problems inside it, it's like, who do you complain to? Like, what do you do at that point? You obviously can't reach your arm down in there from like 20, 30 meters down the pipe and then figure out like, oh, my street pipe is clogged over there. That leads to the street sewer, or oh, somewhere in my yard back there I have to worry about like it's full, there's like a tree root growing in there, it's causing a clog in there too. So I can imagine someone like the Gosha Academy custodial and maintenance team has to work like 24 hours a day to make sure like every time that they have to worry like these girls don't like flush a whole fucking tampon factory down the toilet, or get 20 miles of hair trapped in the inside the pipes, and then have them like, the girls don't tell them about like, oh, they're causing this is causing a problem or something. and they would have like, they call maintenance over, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry for having to call you guys again for maintenance for like the 5th time this month because they keep clogging everything with my hair. It's like, no, it's okay, this is our job. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. They would probably complain about something like that. Because plumbing is very important, guys. Don't ever take it for granted. 21. Alright. Where is Gosha Academy anyways? Because now I'm trying to remember, like, where is Gosha Academy in terms of, like, a location? Because every time that they show the still picture of the wide shot of the Gosha Academy and also the Gosha Academy region that it's based around, there is this river that goes through it. And it's not like any small river either. It's like this gigantic river delta, actually, that has, like, looks like 2 rivers that come inside it. And like when that picture was taken, or when they drew the picture, it was obviously a low tide or a low area. So that was like, what does that mean in terms of a location for that? It's obviously somewhere in Japan, but it's like in the middle of where? It's in the middle of a forest alongside a river. Wouldn't that actually be a very dangerous location to have a school like that in general? I don't know. I'm just rambling on about like the various inconsistencies and life of Gosha Academy. How you doing there, Masher? I hope you like me rambling about problems that Gosha Academy has in terms of their plumbing system. Look, we've got Asuka at school, because I was talking about school and I subconsciously picked Asuka's school costume. Something we don't get to see, though, at like, with all the Taimanins in general, is that we never get to actually see a school curriculum. Like, what are they doing there besides learning how to be ninjas and stuff like that? Because honestly, like, you know, Shizuru herself is like obviously like probably their best prodigy sort of child ever. Is that Shizuru is like a double PhD holder and then teaches us school while also being like professional business lady or something. So obviously when you go to Gosha Academy, it's not like, you know, a piece of shit place. You're gonna get a pretty quality education. So I imagine it's like these girls aren't exactly like retarded or anything like that. They may kind of act like it from the decisions they make in the OVAs and obviously the games, but they do something. They're learning something there at school. I don't know what it is. And obviously Gosha Academy's been around long enough so where they can have like these lessons learned. And I think, what is it, Asagi's grandmother went there as well, or at least founded it or something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the Gosha Academy itself? Like, what other problems exist there, do you think, that only exist there? Or various nuances about the school or inconsistencies? I want to hear about that. Good job, Asuka. That was a good hit. One, two, three. Ooh, that kicked him good. How much have I spent on this game overall? I don't know. I usually don't bother to keep track. I still walked into that, damn it. If I knew how much I could actually have spent at some time, I would tell you, but I honestly don't know. I just really am concerned more or less about my time that I enjoy during the game itself. Am I enjoying it? Yeah. There you go. That's what matters. Wow. Was it the bat guy that did that? Yes. God, those bat guys are so fucking fast. I've never seen a man just so amok that he actually just sits there, like charges an entire home run swing, lets it go, and then just knocks Asuka right on her ass. Okay there, Masher. I guess, well, if you can't stay, you can't stay. We'll always have the rest of the VOD, and we'll probably still be going. Well, probably not, because Asuka's journey through the tower will not take that long for sure. But if you can make it back, in time, we'll still probably be around. But either way, we love having you around. That's what counts. Nice. Armor to armor. Well, that's fantastic, though. I'm glad you're getting your stuff done for school, though. Doesn't school start very soon, though? I'm pretty sure, like, school starts, like, what, next week? I guess you can get that as ready as possible for, like, the first day. Bam! Oh, that's a good hit. Good job, Asuka. Oh, she got knocked out of it. God, these guys are so fucking bulky. Oh, here we go. Here's this wonderful man himself. Do I have enough points? No. She's taking a substantial amount of damage from this. Well, you better go get your stuff ready for class then. That way you don't miss out. 12 seconds. Let's see if Asuka makes enough DPS to actually beat up his HP. Oh my god. There you go, Asuka. Good job. Excellent. That's 25. Now it's time to change your colors. Goodness gracious, Asuka. That's one of those fights where you can really feel like if you're not doing good damage in general, or they resist you, you can really feel just the sort of thing start slipping away. Really, I think there's only, what, 2 enemies I can think of in the game that actually have invincibility. Not invincibility, but healing like that. That guy heals for 250,000, it was like 225 or 250,000 damage per tick. Which is a pretty substantial amount of health. And it's like, man, I can't believe that. I think he got off every single one of his healing ticks in the first place, which is very sad. But it's something I expected because, well, Asuka isn't very fast and she doesn't have Mach Punch doesn't do the best burst damage in the world. It's nothing compared to like what is that skill called? Actually, we gotta change it. Rending Storm. Rending Storm and Mach Impact do horrendous amounts of burst damage. That would have probably just one Rending Storm could have killed him right then and there, since they can do like 1.1 million damage on a good day. It's attack range, I want critical rate. I didn't change your clothes, Asuka. Oh no. Oh no, Asuka, get out of there. You're not supposed to get hurt by that sort of thing. But thankfully, Dust Cyclone having skill modifiers and also just explosively powerful. Oh, it's so good. She's able to just keep the pressure on and don't let them ever heal. I don't know why they didn't bring healing back for other other enemies. That sounds like something that would be like absolutely perfect for her. Well, perfect against like, you know, something to put in the tower. Oh, you can't color the New Year costumes yet. Dang it. She's making really good headway. Well, it's not exactly the best. We're already at 50. We're at 50 something minutes. Kaboom. The background music is I have to check. This is the Sonic CD 20th Anniversary Edition soundtrack. This one is specifically Special Stage. I love the soundtrack to Sonic CD a lot, and I love using it. And of course, Miss Asuka giving an ass whooping like no other. Gotta love her. Oh yeah, for the most part, the whole well, no, you like the song, and the soundtrack is super catchy and upbeat. Yeah. The whole entirety of like Sonic CD is just full of stuff like that. I think it was made just like, well, this is obviously like the Japanese version of the soundtrack that they're using for it. But the American soundtrack actually has some variants they made specifically for the American version. It's very good. The fact that people can like have debates over whether or not the Japanese version or the American version on a level is superior or not is like a testament to just how good the music is in that game. But is the game itself good? It's okay. It is legitimately just okay. It's not as good as like Sonic 3, but it's not. But it's something on its. It's something all on its own. But you were looking forward to the beach lobby this summer, and you're not, and we're not going to get it. It doesn't seem like we're going to be getting it thus far. The event ends for the newest version of the summer event we just got. It ends next Tuesday. So unless they plan on having something, you know, like an end of summer edition, maybe. I kind of doubt it though. It really is a shame though that like a whole bunch of players have to sadly miss out on like the best lobby theme in the whole game. Like you can't even get like what is it? You can't even get the private room version where you can like pose around and mess around with it in there. So it's like, and you can't even screenshot that to put that in your background, which is like the most unfortunate thing about it. You have like no choice. But maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get something out of it next year. But they didn't even give anything like that this year, so I mean, what are you gonna do? What's a man to do when they don't even give anything like that at all for this year? Probably should have got the missiles. Postman, any one of us could do that right now. Just extract the image from the game and then replace it with an existing one or modify the master copy. But most people, I don't think, know the process to use, you know, Asset Studio GUI to see where that stuff is located, and then use like some sort of Unity editor to get in there and make the replacement. Some people wouldn't like to do that sort of thing. The fact that you have to do a workaround like that, like I have to go and get an external editor and viewer to find the location of that item just to give myself the ability to have that background, is a sort of a testament to how Gremory does their business. It's like, you can't even give last year's reward, which is one of the most sought after and loved items from that event. You can't even bring that back. Why? Because it's so hard just to like enable the ability to pick that up again. I don't even think people want to get, I don't even think people will give a shit if they had like, they didn't put like an awakening crystal in there. They just want to have the ability to have a nice place for the girls. I digress. Just another problem that Gremory needs to have themselves sort out in due time. Like the Sakura outfits. We'll never ever see the Sakura outfits for sure. At least until next year. If they even bother to remember to running them next year. Let's see, it's critical boost. Damage. Did I actually go? No, I want to get it with Wind God. Oh, finally, we're out of the gloomy sewers and we're at the airport. I can tell Asuka's gonna have some problems on 35, since it requires her to, well, you have to be really efficient on your dodging, and she has a double dodge move, so it's very dangerous in the first place. Thankfully, it does Cyclone, it does an explosively high amount of damage, alongside with the, alongside Asuka's Rider Kick. That thing is an absolute goddamn monster. Because what have we seen this thing do today? It's done like 1.1 million damage on crit. I think it probably does somewhere in the neighborhood of like 300,000 base damage. 468,000, that's pretty good. $1.2, that's nice. Look at him. She just knocks them all over. She's bowling over here. Oh, jeez. She got caught in front of all those bubbles, and it did like 50% of her health in one shotgun blast. It's like, oh my god, Asuka, Jesus. It doesn't count as one projectile. No, it's like 20 projectiles at once. You get caught in one, you're just screwed.
Koukawa Asuka yo.
I don't know, I guess you could call it that. I guess you could call it something like that. What I just realized is when you start on floor 31, it takes you to the airport, which means then you have to play the airport saga again. So obviously we just had like, what, 2 stages where we played in the terminal. Now we're going to go onto the tarmac and like the taxi area runway or whatever it's called. And then we have, we managed to break out of the airport that they try to capture us in. So now they're going to have to call on the big guns so they can actually get us to stay confined and then defeat us in some sort of way and capture us. Is that what they call environmental storytelling? It probably isn't, but I like to imagine it is. I don't know, that's probably me just like making shit up from like having seen these levels so much. I want to make up my own story about it. Did that kill? Yes, it did. Come here, Yuto. Blow up. But your complaint there, Pinnock, reminded me of something. I think it was earlier this year. We had the what is that thing called? Earlier this year, we got the idle stage. I think that's what we got. We got the idle stage, and I think that was from either Golden Pass or that was from the that was a box reward. Either way, they've yet to rerun anything like that in the first place. So it's honestly a question of whether or not they decide they want to do that. Because, I'm burping. I don't think they've ever reran any of those specific Desire Shop costumes again either. They've only recently started doing that with Astaroth. And I really hope that's not her limited costume. But that costume that she has, the dragon one, that was originally just her, that was the limited costume that she got when she first released. And however you feel about that sort of thing, they released it again for, I think it would cost less in terms of price than the amount of gems it would have taken to actually get enough desire to buy it. Because I think it was like, obviously it's 100 desire for it. There you go, Asuka. Good job. Because there's some Desire Shop costumes that I would like re-ran at some point. Because I would like Rinko's one. Rinko's Desire Shop costume is probably one of the, one of the most rarest ones in the game, because it was when they first it was before they introduced the Desire Shop, and you had to roll for that costume to get it. And having to roll for costumes in the first place is absolute horse shit. Yet they did it anyways. So it doesn't surprise me that they would do something like that again.
効果はあったよ。その身に刻んでおきなさい。
I guess there was enough of a complaint, though, to whether or not the people wanted to do that sort of thing. Like, they introduced a desire shop to where it's like, oh, you can essentially just spark for whatever you wanted, that supporter or that costume or anything like that. But the best part is they just took the costume out of the general pool for that when they were running that banner. It's been a long time since that's happened. The game has really changed at this point too. I guess they were trying to make this sort of like, you know, you roll the gacha for their costumes like most other gachas would. But for the most part, that doesn't turn out very well because, frankly, they suck. Making the costumes like, it's either they're gonna make you flat out buy the costume or you have to like pay gems for the costume. Whichever way they want to do it. Asuka, you're gonna have problems. $1.4 million. Oh my god, no. She got the fucking bug. Get out of there, Asuka. Fall to the earth. Good job, Asuka. That was a very good hit. That was very good. I honestly expected her to die at least once. Atta girl. I can't believe it. She actually got stuck on Tempest. Probably because she got caught on top of it, but her animation wanted to continue. Good job, Asuka. You did it. Now we'll get a mysterious hot pink, but I want to use it in red. What was that? Yeah, that's a good question. Asuka tried to finish her animation, but she couldn't at that point. She was trying real hard. Because like when Asuka got stuck on that, it had me really scared because like, oh no, is she going to get stuck in the ground? No, is she going to fall through the ground and then fail the mission and I have to do it again? Thankfully, she was able to get knocked out of it she was able to get hit enough to get in her knockback animation, which was perfect. Whew. Damn, girl, you're scaring the hell out of me. More or less into me, my goodness. Welcome back there, Raptor. So other than Yukikaze, who is your least favorite Taimanin girl? I don't know. Yukikaze is the only one that I actually harbor any sort of disgust for. So it's just gonna be her. Everyone else has a redeemable feature, but not Yukikaze. Because you actually had to make me think right there, like, who do I explicitly dislike? And it's really nobody. Maybe the person who could I actually say that, you know, I harbor resentment for at any point. Oboro maybe? Even then, Oboro does cool things, and she's hot. So it's not like exactly I have a major problem with Oboro either. I don't like the things she did to Asagi, but Oboro's got Wolverine claws, and she's a pretty lady. She's got the haughty, bitchy attitude, but it's doable. More or less, I should probably discuss, like, oh, I obviously dislike Yukikaze, but it's like, well, Yukikaze is always my bottom tier for sure. But I guess for, like, in terms of, like, characters that I just don't particularly enjoy, it would probably be Oboro, Edwin Black. There's not much. Oboro, Edwin Black, Ingrid's personality. Asagi's haughtiness, and not the haughtiness, but it's like her arrogance as well. Same thing with Asuka. I dislike both of those characters, the level of arrogance they have towards things and towards their level of skill. Let's see. Rinko's naivete. It's not so much that she doesn't want to learn, it's that she just lets things happen in her life, and by just letting them happen, it causes a major amount of problems inside her life that she really should have taken care of in the first place. She needs to learn how to say no more often. She needs to have told Yukikaze, no, we shouldn't dress up as prostitutes and sneak into Under Eden. That's a really bad idea. But my mom's there. It's like, okay, your mom's there. We have much more capable people than us to go in there and solve the problem. But that's not sexy. That is a feasible and thought out solution. They wouldn't have done that. Actually, if you do take the feasible and thought out solution route in, Taimanin Yukikaze, the game ends in like 20 minutes. Because they just call Asuka, no, they call Asagi and Sakura and Murasaki. They just blow the doors down of the place, kill everybody, and they save everyone. They defeat the Incubus King. Yeah, I gotta agree with Postman there, Raptor, who is your most disliked character in the Taimanin franchise? Better yet, I'll just ask all of you that then. Who is your most disliked character in Taimanins? Oh, there's two of you. Because if there's another character that I do have problems with in the Taimanin franchise, well, at least more or less in Action Taimanin, it's got to be Rin. Rin brings a slew of problems, mechanically and also design-wise. So I don't like Rin too much. Oh, you don't actually like Noah? Their chat man? You don't like her design very much? While Noah's costume is not exactly the most home run sort of thing, it's an absolute mess in terms of like design. Well, it's almost a mess. But I feel it fits with what they're trying to accomplish with her as a character because it's all over the place. Just like an actual Chimera. It's made of several things, and whether it looks good or not is totally up to the beholder. And it doesn't work, obviously, for you. Like the costume that she got recently, like the special package costume, that's the costume I wish she got in the first place. It looks way better than what we got initially. In fact, I have the special friend costume for Astaroth, the one where it is Noah's costume, and it looks better on Astaroth than it does Noah. Oh, we didn't change your clothes, Asuka. No, not that one. I want to go to this one. So we change clothes. There we go. It's end of summertime. Here we go. Yukikaze for you as well there, Blabberpuss. I get it. I mean, I've said it before about how much I dislike Miss Yukikaze. Like, Miss Yukikaze doesn't have much going on in terms of, like, you know... I mean, the design is obviously a winner from a lot of people. But I don't much appreciate her as a character or her design. She's an absolute loss there. Now that I start thinking about it, it's like obviously Yuki and Rinko's designs are an absolute hit. So it's like, how is the Taimanin, how is the Lilith company doing in terms of like fiscally when Taimanin and Yukikaze released? That's a really good question, actually. Her guns don't fit her. Yeah, that's true. It's like... yeah, Yuki just runs around with two, like, flintlock pistols. I'm glad that in Action Taimanin, though, you can change Yuki's guns to be, like, something more along the lines of a modern feature, or you can give Yuki actually real guns. Like with the revolver skins, the Magnum revolver skin. That's the only one that I ever use for Yukikaze. It doesn't feel like her weapons are future or demonic or anything like that. They just feel like they're two blunderbusses. It's like, why? Future Yuki got that even better because the lightning guns are integrated into her hands. And also she can transform them. Like, future Yukikaze is like an actually like Yuki 2.0, but she's like actually good. I can live with her. Oh, my controller is fucking up again. There is it keeps hitting the down. Oh god, it keeps hitting the down portion on like the bottom of the control stick. What is that thing called? It's like, I think the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons have it. It's stick drift, that's it. They have a stick drift inside them. So it thinks I keep pressing the bottom of the C-stick area. And it keeps pointing the camera down. Oh man, is that going to be another tier? Is that another time for a tier list where we go make my favorite, and least favorite characters from Taimanins? I think that. Oh Jesus! I think that'll make for a good one. Oh God. Don't die, I need your money, Asuka. Oh, thank God. Gets hit by 5 projectiles at once and loses 25% of her health. It's like, oh no. Oh, Jesus. Abora is your least like because she's a villainous bitch. It's like, there you go. That's exactly right. That's I don't really feel they do anything else with Oboro besides making her that way. The fact that Oboro Cat exists and overshadows Oboro because it has a greater personality than Oboro herself is kind of a testament to the character, you know, Oboro. It's like, I know, she's hot. She does, you know, the funny things to Shikanosuke's butt, but hey, that's what you get with Oboro. But at least her motivations are more sound than Edwin's. It's just like, I don't care about what Edwin's message is that he's trying to portray. With Oboro, she's just a bitch. She's super rude, and she's going to get results whether you like it or not. And she's going to get it in any way, shape, or form possible. Lava worm. And yes, Fuchiyuka Kaze is much more badass than her original counterpart. Like, they actually take the time to make, you know, Fuchiyuka Kaze a character that doesn't actually just super shitty all the time and super rude to everybody. I mean, obviously she's supposed to be like, she's a tsundere type character. It's like, I like those type of characters. I really do. But the thing is, it's like, you know, there's good ones and there's also bad ones. And then, like, there's Yukikaze and she falls into the category of bad. But then you have, then they have Rinko over there at the same time being an absolute powerhouse of, like, a character and carrying the whole fucking original Taimanin Yukikaze. And then she has Taimanin Yukikaze 2, which is aka pretty much Taimanin Rinko. Now that one I'd like to see. I'd play that. I just hope it doesn't turn out like Taimanin Murasaki, where in Taimanin Murasaki they introduced Ingrid as a root. Introduced Ingrid as a root, and it severely impacted the VN so much because Ingrid's much more popular. That's okay there, Masher. You can watch the VOD and you can do that sort of stuff. We'll see you when we see you. But Blabberpuss, to answer you about what I don't like about Rin's design. Okay. Rin's design is that she's made by Maidol. Maidol's a very good artist. I'm not gonna say like, oh, they're a shitty artist or something like that. No, Maidol is fantastic. They understand the concepts of, like, you know, weight, perspective, light, portrayal, body language, everything. Their art in every doujin they make is very fantastic. And also singular pieces as well. These things look great. However, it's like, what do the characters do? They just exist to be hot. It's they don't. Maybe it's the sort of like the Coomer culture that revolves around that surrounds Rin. It's like, obviously, yes, I've seen Maidol's work before. I've seen Rin before she was introduced in Action Taimanin, and she looks great. But what does she have besides, like, being hot? I honestly really don't understand it. It's like she's the hard-ass teacher that everybody seems to love as well. She wants her students to grow up strong and smart to succeed in society. She gets results. She does all this sort of crazy stuff. It's like, okay, what does that mean? It's like she doesn't, there's nothing about Rin as like, well, that's the character side of it. In terms of like an actual design for Rin, she just feels like another Maidol character. She just, obviously that Rin has certain features to make her stand out to fit in with the Taimanin universe. But if I took the color away from the picture and put in like if I took the color out of the picture of the concept art for Rin and I put her next to 5 other My Doll characters, could you be able to tell? That's another thing My Doll likes to do, is give defining characters, like put little hair barrettes or anything like that inside the picture to help them distinct them from other characters. That happens especially, that's very prevalent with how they do it with this one character. It's like this fat-titted gamer girl bitch who has various types of I don't know, who works on like manga or something like that, and she has like these blue hair epaulets that she puts in there, and that's supposed to be help to differentiate her design from being another blonde woman. But sometimes they take the hair epaulets away, and I don't know that character is one of the it's like a My Doll OC or something like from a show. Whatever. My claims are unsubstantiated because I made him the fuck up. I don't like Rin. I just really don't. She feels very generic. I'll just say that much. Wow, that was a good kick there, Noah. Like, honest to God, the defense for like Rin is always that she's hot. It's like, if there's any way to tell that like she gets a pass, like that Action Taimanin or anything like the Taimanin franchise gets a pass on their characters because they're hot, it's that. Rin leads the way with that sort of thing. Well, she doesn't lead the way. Asagi started it all, and well, she gets criticized very harshly for the sort of problems that she brings as well. But Rin has bigger tits, and that means it's okay. Who's 447? That is Kurenai. Yeah, exactly. Rin is only relevant to Action Taimanin because of Shikinosuke. At least they made 2 events using her. Like, Action Taimanin, well, the Taimanin series really out here, like, let's have this, like, morbidly obese woman just totally rip ass and just, like, be, oh my goodness, oh, she's so strong and hot at the same time. It's like, okay, I got it the first time. Please do something story relevant that will continue it forward. Oh, also, there's another thing about Rin I don't like, is that she's very good. There's nothing to learn with Rin. Like, all roads with Rin are just like, you're gonna win. That's it. It's not like with Kurenai, where she has the ultimate 1v1 potential but struggles in AoE. Micah, if she gets surrounded or anything like that, she's gonna have a very hard time retaliating. Stuff like that. There's not a lot of nuance with Rin. She just does everything very well. Yeah, she could really use another event or something to really help flesh out her character, but it needs to be like a Rin singular event. Like, I'm talking like the event has to be centered like at least 70% around her, and not have her, like, you know, be a background character where it's like, where she can like be a background character and exist for the most part and just like be ridiculous. And like we're like the first event when she got released is like she was essentially the villain. No, she wasn't. She was the villain. It was that event where it's like Yukikaze is like promoting that game or something, and the girls have to run around and like get away from Rin because oh no, they skipped school, and Rin's gonna kick their ass and make them take the test again. It's Fumikataro's Day Off. That's it. That's how I remember, because it's the Ferris Bueller parody. Get him, Oboro. But can she solo the tower on a F2P account? You bet she can. My Rin gear is crap. She can do it. What is it? Rin has the ability to... Rin has the access towards healing and also various debuffs as well, alongside crowd control. So you can just sit there with like a blue build, not blue build, a green build, and just like take your, you know, classic culprits of like, oh, if you have a Kaoru, if you pick that with your ticket in the first part of the game, if you used, ooh, did she dodged that? Nice, good job, Oboro. Let's see. If you had played long enough, you may have the melee booster supporter, the Hiragi Fuyuma or something like that. It's the one that does a 30% more melee damage that comes from an event. There's also the human damage critical rate booster. That's really important for her. Like she can effectively chuck lightning bolts and then jump in and heal and then get out and just keep doing that for like 10 minutes. Obviously, it does help if you have invincibility. Any of these missions do if you have invincibility, because it trivializes the entire content. If you're lucky to use the invincibility on her, then use it on 75. If you don't, then you will have to play a much slower playstyle and learn how to chip in with Volt Spin. I think that's what it's called. It's Volt Spin and the and her Zeus Lightning Bolt throw. It's like Chain Bolt or something. Where is it? In Castlevania. You're having problems in tower on Yuki and Rinko's second part. Okay. Let me check this out first. Oh, I kicked it right in the air. You don't have Spica or Yuna. Well, that's unfortunate. The 20% damage reduction on humans and skills just fucks your damage too much. It's effectively like a 40% damage reduction on those like last 5 floors, which is absolutely horrifying against characters like that. Like obviously you're playing like a demon or something like that, they have like less problems, and machines don't even have that problem to worry about at all. We only have 2 machines. I don't know, I could say to wait for if you can actually roll a Spica or a Yuna, but if you want to play without an invincibility supporter, you need to if you're going to play with Rin, you need to play with green because it's the only one that can heal. Everything else makes Rin stand still for way too long and she'll just eat too much damage. I'd almost say to do something like build up ultimate on the 2 waves beforehand on like floor 75. Because if you're talking about the Ryuki and Rinko mission on like the second part, I'm trying to think of like if that's floor 75 or if that's floor 65 or something. Because one of those floors has like another version. It's the one that you fight on the helipad with Rinko, Yukikaze, and Astaroth, and that one's that's a fucking doozy of a mission. It's like it's really rough. Rin needs ways to get in, and the best way that she can get in is actually through her green build, at least from what I've found. I would need to obviously do way more experimentation on like other colors. But I won't lie to you. I have used invincibility on those sort of things, and I don't intend on stopping. It makes those 3v1 fights where it's effectively impossible odds for the most part and will wall you. It makes it easier. Obviously, there are ways to do it without invincibility, like Asagi's Kojinka, like the #1 way to get through it on a it's very slow, but you will clear for sure. Because that's how I did it the first time. I didn't have the fancy Spica or Yuno or anything like that, or Shisui. I just had my fully kitted out Asagi, and I did what I could. And it took 15 attempts. Good kick. Activate it, activate it. Come on, Asuka, you can do it. Go, baby, go! Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank God I didn't get Momochi to do that. Is that Asuka's limited weapon? I'm using her limited supporter because I got that when I rolled for it when it came up, because I'm not going to miss Asuka's limited supporter. But I use it. I guess I use her limited weapon as a skin for the most part. But now we get to change to green. You wanted to build Oboro because obviously you can stop them for 6 seconds straight, but Oboro's damage is just it is middling at best. But, well, the way I look at Oboro is like you're not going to use any of her like UR weapons. You're going to use that crit damage boosting SR weapon, the same thing as Ingrid's. You would really want to use something like what does Green Oboro do again with her with that? Let's actually check that out for a second. Wicked Slasher, Hypnosis Seal. Increases the ensnaring range. That's actually perfect, which is right around there. Because a Vicious Slasher is actually really good on 75 since it's a perfect crowd control, since it gives a 20% speed down, and also she can just fire it off from the other end of the arena and slow them down before they can actually teleport to her, which is like perfect against Rin or not Rin, perfect against like Rinko and Sakura, who have like instant teleportation moves. I don't know though. I don't know, guy in chat. Because I've yet to take her to the tower myself and complete her on 75. Maybe one day though. Maybe one day though we can do that with her. I would need some practice first. Also though, don't forget to enchant. Enchanting's there for a reason. You can go do it. Because enchanting actually really helps a lot with something like SR weapons. It's what makes Ingrid's, Micah's, and obviously Oboro's useful there. Can she be good without it, or would she be meh? Well, obviously, this is what I use her limited weapon for. Because like when I was rolling for the supporter, I got 3 of these bad boys. So all I use it for is just leaving it in my inventory as an SR weapon slot. Well, not an SR weapon, but a sub weapon slot. Because it's let's see, when we use Rending Storm, it has a 30% chance to use Rending Storm again by using particles. And then when I dodge, it leaves a Windblade behind. It does 30% damage to enemies that get near it. So this is like, it's an okay weapon if you're doing specifically a Rending Storm sort of build and you have some sort of particle charge gain behind you. But it's okay at best. Asuka's best weapon is still the Hermamochi weapon. It's really good because Asuka is like a crit monster and also has tons of hits on every single attack. So she can just like lay down all these defense down stacks really quickly. Also, Asuka's special in that she actually has her own Magatama set that I built for her. Don't neglect your Magatamas either. That's what I gotta say to that one there, chat guy. I'm sorry I went on a rambling streak there, guys, but I do like trying to find solutions for both for F2P people. Because obviously I can't go backwards and deactivate certain things about my account. I know that. But I at least try to give you a perspective of like avenues you could use. I'm getting so overzealous I forgot to change her clothes. Is a Taimanin character in Super Smash Bros. Asagi, Rinko, and Asuka is the best choice? Asagi alone would just be able to just tear up the entire roster. She can slow down and stop time for the most part. Like, that's actually pretty goddamn busted. And we can't use that. What do I want to use that for? No. Gold gain. Oh yeah, let's use it on there. There we go. Nagikatone. Rending Storm. How are people able to get a +5? Oh, hello there, boy. Hello, Narco. Welcome back. Oh, I can't use Dust Cyclone. Son of a bitch. Oh my god, son of a bitch. I can't use it. Slicer. Bomb escape. Here we go, we can use that. Ugh. It's so far away. How are people able to get +5 on a gacha? You tried doing it with the gacha on Noah Brown, you didn't get anything, but finish it so I can at least get it with the ticket. I don't know, Narco. I really don't know. Because sometimes I can get really lucky like I did with Asuka's, and I'm able to get both her weapon and her supporter at like 2 and 3-5. And other times I don't get anything at all. Like I remember for Sora's, Rin's, and for Sora, Rin, and what's her face? Tokiko. I gave like... I know I gave like 100 rolls on Tokiko and I didn't get a UR weapon until I used the ticket. And even then I was being like an absolute, a brainiac or something like that. And I gave another roll, another 20 at that, and I never got another UR weapon for her. The last time I got a UR weapon for like someone, you know, what's her name again? It's not Ingrid. I think I've gotten one UR for Ingrid in the last like year. Tokiko, that's it. Tokiko, yeah, the only time that she's ever gotten another UR weapon from me, like in the gacha, was like, I'm trying to pull for like Asuka's, but I get her, but I get a whole different character's weapon. It's like a character I don't even use that much in general. Alright, see you later, Terrence Pinnock. Get your batteries charged up for another day tomorrow.
Koukawa Asuka yo. その身に刻んでおきなさい。
All right, there, postman. Have a good night. I didn't even bother to change your clothes again. I changed the skills, but I didn't do anything with that. Dude, these dogs are losing their fucking minds. But how do arena weapons compare to versus gacha exclusives? Arena weapons are just generally the most cost-effective solution in the entire game, because you do not have to spend a single gem to get a 5-5 weapon, which is honestly like, that's a deal that you could never refuse in a game like this. Do I have any characters with a 5-5 arena weapon that's not boosted? Like, if you get a, like, it's obviously much easier to get a 5-5 arena weapon. And they actually have, like, for the most part, arena weapons have a much better effect than actually most gacha weapons do in the first place. Like, the Momochi weapons are obviously, like, some of the best choices in the game for most characters, but they're obviously locked behind the gacha. So you get to, for the most part, you live and die about getting your arena coins up for the week. But it's worthwhile to do so because of how much strength is inside each one of those weapons. But to reiterate it again, they are the most cost-effective because of the way you get them. In terms of stats, though, I think gacha weapons at 5-5 are just, like, marginally better. So it's, like, negligible at best for something that's, like, for a slightly inferior product. But I don't think anybody would really call an arena weapon an inferior product, because they give, for 50,000 coins, you get a weapon that has really good stats. And generally just very, and it's a UR weapon, so it gets UR stats, and it doesn't have to suffer from the snake weapons and their what is that thing called? The snake weapons and their stat deduction. Hello there, Jeff. We're just playing us some action Taimanin today and enjoying ourselves here in the tower. Asuka's doing a really good job because she's kitted out absolutely perfectly, for the most part. She only faces a little bit of trouble. The skill level 5 arena weapon or skill level 5 crit damage weapon. If you can get both, get both. My Micah uses that. Like my UR weapon that I put my what's that thing called, the arena weapon, I put that in my sub slot, and I put the crit weapon in the main slot. But the thing is, the only way to get a SL5 SR crit weapon is you have to pull it from the gacha. And the only way to get those weapons, obviously, is like right there, through the gacha. So you have to pray that you get an SL5 blue lightsaber or rocket launcher for Micah, because now you have to fight for 21 characters against every other SR weapon in the game, unless you do the specific banner for it. So when you look at it that way, you have to spend gems to get SL5, the SR weapons, or you don't have to spend gems to get a SL5 UR weapon. I think the choice is obvious because, you know, it's effectively a free UR weapon for only getting to rank 7,000 in a week, per week.
効果はAsukaよ。その身に刻んでおきなさい。
But if you didn't get it though, it's the arena weapon because it's just much cheaper to get. Eventually, if your build desires it, you can go into the crit weapon. It really helps a lot on characters like Ingrid and Micah, and also Oboro. Oh, you were talking about which one does more damage, not a cost-effectiveness solution. Oh, okay. Let's see. SL5 crit weapons. SR weapons will always have less stats, even at max, compared to something like another, compared to UR weapons. That's just a fact. I think SR weapons have 8,000 stat total, while gacha weapons and like SL5, what are they called? SL5 arena weapons, they have 10,000 stat total. Which obviously translates to more like more chance to crit, or more chance to crit, more chance to more chance for more attack boosting. So a SL5 arena weapon will do more damage on paper. But this has always been like a long-standing argument in the community, which is going to be better, the crit weapon or the arena weapon. But I agree with you there, Narco. They should change how we get exclusive weapons similar to the butterfly event, because I like the butterfly events, or at least the way they portrayed it in when they put it in English. Because when you put it there in English, it was actually like a really fun, simple event. It got you to play pretty much just. It got you to play the event. Obviously, that was the butterfly event was a passive farm event, and also play the new event as well at the same time to farm two fronts. So I was like, if they could do something like that again for like another series of butterfly weapons, I'm okay with that, because the butterfly weapons are also really good. Because they also used to be gacha weapons at the same time, so that's why they have gacha weapon level stats. Oh. Bang, bang. Oh, good. Oh, goodness gracious, Asuka, you gotta avoid them. Because I remember people were obviously complaining about, like, you know, when you get past box, I think it was like box 5, you had to start paying gems to get weapons. And obviously that does turn a lot of people off from the whole fact. It's like you gotta start spending your hard-earned gems and like a very precious resource for, you know, weapons. But I always saw those, what are they called? I always saw like when you go past enough to get the, when you go further enough in the boxes to get a UR weapon every single time, the gem cost kind of cancels it out. Because what does it cost to get a 5/5 weapon the first time around? It was something like 600 gems or something like that. It costs, what? On a limited banner, it's 500 gems for a 10 roll for a chance to get a, for a chance to get the, weapon itself, for a chance to get a UR weapon. So when you have a, when you get to pay 600 gems and get 2 UR weapons, 2 confirmed UR weapons, it's like, yeah, that's a pretty solid deal. And you get to choose, that's even better. Alright, we use that one, use the bathrobe, use school outfit. We have a lot of levels left. We'll use this. Tempest, we'll use her Chaos Armor one. Oh, you can color that now, that's right. Tempest Legionnaire. But I wish they would do that again for the
効果は明日香よその身に刻んでおきなさい
I wish they would do it again for the for other weapons. Or more or less just bring back the butterfly weapons and add them for other characters. That would be fantastic because they have, I think, reran every single event in they've ran every single event in Japanese in the original Japanese run. So now they have only reruns from when they started global and new events from now on. So who knows? Maybe in the future we will get other butterfly weapons. I was going to call them snake weapons, but snake weapons are good too. They have a lower stat total, obviously, but they're still pretty good weapons. Kencho, use your mouth, Asagi. Show me what that mouth do, baby girl. Would you recommend spending gems on weapons or supporters instead? Supporters, because every character uses supporters. Weapons are always limited to characters, which makes them very bad to spend on. If you can get like a ticket that, you know, gets those UR specific supporter selection tickets, get something like that as often as possible. And use those because those almost always will give you, like, obviously, like, do your golden pass and you can get a free ticket. It's worth the pain. Not worth the pain. It's worth doing the golden pass, obviously, because they give the free tickets, because most of my supporters usually come from using those tickets, or I use the exchange facility. Thanks to the improvements to the exchange facility, I've actually gotten some good things out of it. But your mileage may vary, of course. But I don't think I've ever really rolled specifically for a weapon because the arena weapons are just way too good. They're super cost effective, and if I manage to get something like, you know, obviously I have Asuka over here with a 2-3-5 weapons right out of the gacha. I don't have to get arena weapons for her. That stuff came from when, like, I was rolling for her supporter, which is like a byproduct. Yeah, that was my goal. I was rolling for the supporter, but I got byproducts out of it. So make that your goal, and I guess that's like a desire sensor manipulation sort of thing. I don't know. That's a sort of luck coping mechanism people like to say. Seeded accounts. Yes, it is very much recommended not to use it. But if you had played, like, obviously last year we had the supporter that I had previously. What would I do with the supporter that I don't have much use for anymore? I could reduce that supporter or turn it into a new one. And I turned it into a new one. Like, what was that character that we got? Like, it was, the not summer vacation one, that supporter. I had played that event last year and I got that supporter to 5-5. I don't need it at 5-5 again. So I just, well, put her in the exchange facility. Asuka, get away. Yeah, I traded, no, I didn't trade Helga because I don't have, because I want her at 5-5. Like, if I have extras of a supporter, I'm going to put them in the exchange facility or something. I don't need to, like, have them take up space in there. But I do have the 5-5 version of Asagi's butterfly weapon. And I tried using that with the new Noah supporter. But the thing is, it's a new Noah's I think Noah's supporter is bugged in some way because it doesn't reset the skills anymore. Like, it's supposed to show like a DPS increase where you do like 40% damage with the call effect, and then you have 40% damage with the call effect, and it instantly resets the cooldown for all skills. It doesn't do that. It doesn't reset the cooldown for the skills at all. So it's very disappointing. Yeah, obviously there, Narco, if you got something to spare, you can put something in there. Do not rely on it for anything. That is just for someone that, it's essentially for people like myself, like longtime veterans who have actually extras to use in there. For like most newer players and also like younger players as well, don't ever use it. It's not worth it. Oh, the speed. Oh, that's right. The speed boost is like must be zipping across the screen. She does zip around really fast. I don't think I showed it off there on like the day on last week when I got the supporter. Because let's see, there's the Noah supporter call that gives a speed boost. There's Kojinka that gives a speed boost. There's the speed boost of the butterfly weapon. So that's what? 60% more speed at the same time. So yeah, that's ridiculously fast. "60% more speed as Asagi. As if she didn't go fast enough already. She's already going Sonic speed. And then she just comes in there and just tears it all up. Goodness gracious, Asagi. That's why you're called the Almighty. But you threw in a few extra S or an R supporters in there. You got an SR you needed. See, there you go. Sometimes it does turn out okay, but if you use like low risk items such as like as Rs or SR weapons, it's like it's worth it. It's fine. You can get SR weapons you needed without having to go in the gacha. But more or less, I would recommend whenever you have an excess of SR weapons, reduce them. Reduce them because they give the really important items to enchant things with. Alright, see you around there, Narco. Hope you can see us on the next one. Oh my god, let's go get out of there! Well, Jays or Sosker. Oh my gosh. Fucking. God damn it, Sakura. No, she's gonna do the spin. Fucked it up. Only one chance. Oh my god. Oh. Dangerous. She's so dangerous. Because that would have killed her if that bear got out there and if the missiles didn't hit. Because I was not going to run in there. Because the moment that I run in there against Sakura, she's just done for. Asuka was going to be done for right there. Come here, Shisui. Show us how it's done. Fuck yeah, I shot it right out of the sky. That was really, really close. Even in a 1v1 situation, Sakura is always so extremely dangerous. That spin took off like almost 40% of my health that first time it happened. But you have a Psycho, you have a skill level 5 Psycho or something like that in RPGX, but only level 1 in AT. Why doesn't she come home? Her home is in RPGX there, Bucket Lover. I guess it's where she wants you to be for the most part. If there's anything I like about Asuka, she's really good at hit and run tactics. Ooh, wow, right from behind her. That would have knocked her out of the attack. Alright. Let's get a little risky. Spin. That was probably not a good idea to do that. There you go. Even after taking a life-threatening beating, she still puts a smile on her face. Good job, Asuka. That was 60. Oh my god. Exactly right there, Jeff. Every time I have to do this floor, it sends chills down my spine too. Because you just can't mess around. You have a character who can chase you. You have 3 characters that actually have warping moves to chase directly to your position. So you have to like bait out their walking animation and just stay just outside of their line of fire long enough to where they keep chasing you around. Ugh, what a fucking nightmare. There we go. Lavender robot. Yeah, oh, that's where you're stuck on right there. Yuki and Rinko get one shot. It's like, I'm telling you, man. It's like it's a really goddamn hard floor. I would honestly say with some characters, it's harder with floor 60 is harder than 75. It's fucking shit. Because this is how they make things hard in this game, is to put very bulky enemies in a room the size of a thimble, and you now have to fight to the death in there. So you have to get really cheap or just flat out pray that you get a good run going. Like as you saw right there on 60. The goal for me is not to get aggressive, because I tried getting aggressive back there to do more damage and slow them down by breaking their armor, because what is it, Mach Punch? Is that the skill? Mach Impact has an explosion alongside the melee strike, so it's really good for breaking armor. And if I can't do that, the girls start running around. Their cycles get messed up. And they start getting distance on each other and start attacking at different intervals. So it's just a really dangerous floor. It's the same thing with like 70. It's like, what is it? 69 and 70 also have this same problem too, where you're fighting on a fucking thimble. 65 does that. I think 65 does it as well, but not to the extent of that. Like Asagi with her gigantic downward stab from the air will it'll catch you. I know it catches Yukikaze because I tried it when I was doing experimentation before this. It catches Yukikaze out of the air and stabs her into the ground, like it pins her there. Which is actually kind of satisfying to see Asagi just like stab a person out of the air and pin them to the fucking floor. Which is it's incredible. It's also very heartbreaking to see, like, oh man, all your work just turns out for naught when the enemies can do 5,000 damage to you in one hit. Oh yeah, here's something I neglected to mention when I was talking about arena weapons earlier. With arena weapons, they also have reduced damage from Taimanins. Reduced damage from Taimanin enemies. So that means in the tower, that works. That 100% works. So you can equip something like, Rin's dual blades, Rin's green dual blades that she gets from the arena. You can put that there, and it'll work. Okay, this doesn't actually give speed. It gives super armor, so that means I get the 40% bonuses combined with that. Okay. Yeah, chat guy. That's if you have arena weapons, put them onto your main slot because that's the only way they're going to get their effect. So you can take, like, what is it? I think I have a 5/5 somewhere. There it is. Oh no, it increases damage dealt to other Taimanins. Reduces critical rate. One of them reduces damage. Let me check that. Maybe I'm wrong. Damage from ultimate? No. Wow, I'm wrong. I'm sorry about that, guys. I was wrong on that one. It's damage dealt. My mistake, everybody. That's probably why I didn't mention it, because it was either we're going to get it wrong or it doesn't work at all. My apologies, everyone. But that shouldn't stop you from getting the arena weapons anyways, because they're very good. Does that damage dealt work on tower and daily? No, it does not. It only works in the Taimanin arena. It doesn't work anywhere else. Melee damage. Ugh, every time. Sends me back there. Ugh. Oh. There she goes. No, it does not work on the dailies. It doesn't even work in tower either. It's just a stat stick. It's a really, really good stat stick. It's like an absolutely perfect weapon for like just all characters because it's perfectly just hard stats. But for free-to-plays, Amber is the way to go. Yes, Amber is reduces the debuff. Amber, from what I remember, reduces debuff duration, which is like fantastic, especially against like these succubi enemies who shoot the hearts at you, just like right now. Those enemies, like obviously, they're perfect for them. That effect works in other places. Though I think green is the one that gives critical damage from Taimanin's down, which is probably why I say it reduces damage at some point. Fucking Kutan bullets. There it is. Oh my god, there we go. Probably should use my skills less. Because I need you to hit Rinko. Oh. God, you get one. I got one chance out of that. I gotta break her armor. If I don't break Rinko's armor, she's gonna drop the meteor on me the moment she wakes up. Thank God that worked. Oh. And it only gets worse. Oh yeah, if you mean the Asuka skin there, Kong, this came after Anniversary. I think it actually came this year. Yeah, I remember this. It did come out this year because I was playing Elden Ring when this when this came out. I should have brought I should have brought like Chaos Blade Storm or something, because that would actually be really helpful this time in developing particles. Because my strategy has always been with Asuka to totally eliminate enemy armor, because when I do that, I'll be able to knock down the enemy and actually get her combo off, because it's really dangerous to get off in the first place. 3,500 health, God. Here she goes. Here she goes again. Perfect. Fuck. Ooh, I couldn't even see that one coming there. It's within range. Go, baby, go. Oh, that's good. Good job, Asuka. That's another victory behind you. Thank God. It was against Sakura, too. Oh. You can see what I mean when I have, like, you get one good attempt with Asuka, because she has 0 healing, so you have to go all in on her damage. Thankfully, I'm not using her rider kick, because if I tried to kick in there when Sakura woke up, she would have just blown the head off of me. Greater Oni. Okay, this is just a kill all enemies mission. When is my birthday? That's October 18th.
Koukawa Asuka yo. Sono mi ni kizande okinasai.
Actually, no. I'm going to get rid of the missiles because this is too small to do anything with it. Ooh, slicer zone. There we go.
しっかり生かしてね隊長さん効果はアスカよその身に刻んでおきなさい
Oh, Kong, I totally understand what I understand what you mean right there by it's like, oh, I'm already in like one game. I don't need to play another one. It's like, oh no. It's like, well, no, it's like sometimes I won't play a game, but it's like if I know something is like coming and I know like other people are playing it, I'll ask for news about the game itself. Like I'll obviously ask my friend who plays like Fate Go more often. Like they play that, so I'm gonna be like, okay, is there any cool events coming up that I need to be worried about? It's like, yeah, there's like the summer event, like Bunny Artoria is coming back around. It's like, okay, thank you, I'll get ready for that. Oh, your birthday there, Raptor, is October 24th, which is barely a week, just under a week. But yes, since I have a birthday in October, I get a wonderful gift from the Action Taimanin people. Not like an actual like a sponsored event thing. It's like I get a special event, you know, because a special birthday surprise, the anniversary of the game. Which is great. Oh no, Yukikaze. This small child out here causing problems. This is the one with the lightning dash too. Fucking death sentence lightning every single time. Do you guys ever wonder sometimes like how you actually got to liking a certain gacha game or whatever? Because quite honestly, I'm trying to think about this right now because you said like, because Bucket Lover said right there is they tried RPGX in March and they stopped playing when the Black Lagoon collab finished. And I just thought about like, you know, why do we play gachas in the first place? They're not very good. So what's the real draw then? Is it the franchise? Is it the character interactions? It's more or less a question about that sort of stuff. No. There she did it. The game lagged because it does her fucking asshole maneuvers. There it is. That's our first death. I figured it would be against someone like Yukikaze or Sakura because they have such incredible chasing power potential. Ugh. Gross. Come on. Ooh. It's another wave? Oh my god. She's gonna die. I'll probably have to quit the mission again. Only having one damaging skill is so very painful. There we go. All right. Yeah. We'll just go for it. Where are we? Is this 65? Succubus. No, we're on 64. Oh my god. Asuka can't do shit for damage right now. Ugh. I thought it would be a very good idea to get... Oh my god. Because I thought it would be a really good idea to get rid of the missiles or anything like that. Like, no, it was probably a better idea to have the missiles in the first place. Jesus. Got 1,000 damage every time. Uh-oh, get over here. At least Shiranui doesn't have these sort of problems. Oh no, it keeps extending the debuff. Does this have a machine damage debuff on it? I don't think it does. It's like, man, Asuka, you can't do like any damage to these things. But yes, the base crit damage level of this game is 2 times damage, and then it gets modified through other boosters and other passives as well. Wow. Where is she? 4,200 damage. Crit chance can go up to 100%. Yes, it can. It takes a little bit of setup to get used to and get going, but you can actually get it to 100%. Oh my god, no. Get up, Asuka. Fuck. There it is. We found our first wall, everybody. Good old Yukikaze. Just kicking our ass. We need more damage skills. Bomb escape. Rending storm. No, we dodged too many times to actually make use out of that. Well, I obviously can't use Dust Cyclone because we're using Mach Impact. Let's change that up then. Oh yes, wall is very appropriate there, Jeff. She's very sturdy, and she's also flat-ass one for sure. The masonry people who made Yukikaze, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing when they were making that wall. Perfectly flat. Tatsuro and Rinko hear that voice 24/7. You fucking bet they do. I bet they love hearing it all the time. It's like, oh my goodness, Yukikaze, you're so crazy. You're so funny. Oh my god. That's it. I can actually use Dust Cyclone now. And the worst part is, we gotta do that mission again for the very next one. We gotta do an even harder version of that mission for the very next one. That's 534,000 damage. There's probably like a 40% damage reduction in here. Asuka doing her best out there and is only doing like that much damage. I'm like, oh god. That doesn't bode well for us. Raging storm, or whatever the Geese Howard says. Yeah, it is. It's a raging storm. Oh, activate it! Activate it! Ooh, that's bad. Those teleportation enemies are absolutely monsters. I think they work on the same behavior of like the moment they get out of your sight, they teleport behind you to attack your character, and then they keep getting out of sight so quickly because they keep dodging, so they have to keep teleporting behind me and do 1,000 damage slap every time. Oh god. Oh my god. Wow. I couldn't even see how much damage I took right there because the game lagged. We didn't even get to try our build against her because she just instantly stunned us and killed us the moment it happened. Well, that's just going to make getting this to floor 75 all that much sweeter than actually conquering this this nasty broad. Uh-oh. Ooh. One, oh man. I at least want 2 enemies every time I have a Reddening Storm. Do I have ultimate? I think I do. Almost. Oh god. The fucking camera pan scared me because I thought I got hit from that. 471,000 damage. You gotta be shitting me. Oh god. Oh. Boy, I wish I could center the camera on the boss. That would be really nice instead of centering on my player character. Oh my god. Fantastic. What a nightmare that was. Ugh. Is Asuka's ninja art really wind? Because I always think she uses her robotic arms and legs to do this. Yeah, it is wind. She's she can obviously I think she can control the wind aspect with her limbs. No, her wind ability gets enhanced because of her limbs. From what I remember, I think that's how it works. Because obviously she has her suit and then she has all those sort of things together. Look at that. We have Yukikaze, Astaroth, and Micah together. So we've got absolute fucking hell awaiting us. We just fought Yukikaze, now we have to do it again.
Koukawa Asuka yo. Sono mi ni kizande okinasai.
She's really good at farting, I guess. I guess so. Asuka breaking wind at every possible opportunity with her extreme speed. They really meant that when they said that ass can fart. I want to squash that spider with 889,000 damage. Alright. We have ultimate ready. Rending Storm's up. It gives Micah the intro, but then we get to see Yukikaze in there as well. Ooh, yeah. No! Wow, oh my god, that was perfect.
私が不甲斐ないばっかり。
The moment, the absolute moment that I activate Rending Storm, Yukikaze breaks out of Groggy and then uses Ryan. It gets the same exact height, takes the same amount of time to come back down. Well, it takes less time. It takes more time, but that was so perfect. Oh goodness, Yukikaze once again always proving to be a huge amount, a very large handful. And not in a good way. Even the spiders have 1,000,000 HP. The Tomato Bazooka! That's exactly right there, Bucket Lover. Neither the ultimate or the supporter is ready. Which one's gonna get ready first? This one. Where is she? There she is. $491,000. Okay. Uh-oh. 4 Yutos spawn in. Not good. Those little explosive bunnies are always so nightmarish. They do 4,000 damage on their explosions. It's not 800,000 damage it's feeling weak. It's that she's doing 500,000 damage and it feels weak. She has, it's 20% off skills and it reduces another 20% for machine damage, which is really bad for Asuka, which makes her 40% less effective. So it makes the battles really, really long and super duper hard. Just like how humans struggle on floor 70 to 75, because it's a human damage reduction alongside skill damage. Because we've seen this Cyclone do obviously way, way more damage. One more. Fuck. Man, I wish she was doing 800,000 damage. What does that say? Demon reduction, human type reduction. Wow, so she's just like screwed regardless. Skills less. She's not even human, she's a machine. Wow. God, that was so close. But if we're that close already, we can probably do better. We could probably get it on this like next attempt if we try with green. I didn't even see what actually hit me, and then what actually killed me. I never liked that sort of stuff. Because obviously it was probably Yukikaze's homing lightning balls, the same thing with like Rinko's Kutan rounds. It absolutely did me in. Yeah, I think we'll keep it that way. Oh, I can't use that Cyclone, damn it. Yeah, Yukikaze's lightning bolts. I probably got snagged on the edge of one of those blasts, and obviously it did more than enough HP to kill me. Oh, she got stunned. Stunned and poisoned and everything else together. $1,500 HP, that's not good enough. Where does she spawn in? Oh, those cute little rabbits coming after me. It's 3 targets, so she's still alive. Ooh, caught me in the air. Don't do that. Ooh, lordy, that was tough. Uh-oh. Damn, they filled that one to the brim. Good, we got past 65. Yeah, I bet you guys really like that one where I blew up all 4 of the bunnies together and their sound effect overlapped and it was super loud. Because I have my speaker right here turned down like to a really low setting and I could still audibly hear that. It's like really, really loud. Okay. Now next is the oh, there we go. Here's the machine damage reduction area. As if the first part wasn't already hard enough for her, now we have to deal with machine damage reduction alongside her skills. Oh my god. 14,000 damage. I think this is actually like the smallest arena in the game. Just like set, like what is this, like 8 containers put up against each other, and they just make you fight inside in essentially like a closet. This reminds me of when I was first doing the tower myself, all those months ago. I think it was like in December, and it's like I'm doing like 0 damage. It takes like 5 or 10 minutes to clear the area. It's like, oh my god. Life is difficult for characters like, you know, Asuka. But she's persevering, and that's what counts. Ugh. Gremory must really hate machine types, because the only character, yeah, exactly right there, Bucket Lover, because we only have Asuka and Emily as machines. That's it. I honestly thought Micah was going to be a machine character. But no, they didn't do that. They just left it as is, and now we have to deal with like just the 2 machine characters. But we have what? 11 or like 11 humans and 9 demons or something. So we've got plenty of those 2. We have the machines in the game, man. Come on. Make Aina a machine or something. Make someone a machine. God forbid they do something like make Aina a machine. Not Aina. They make Anrose a machine character. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? She'd more or less be like a human character. I mean, a guy in chat, this is also the same game that has to prevent any coding issues, they have every boss in the game that isn't explicitly stated. Like if you fight a Taimanin boss, or like if you fight Oboro or something like that, or fight Oboro or Ingrid, they're obviously demon characters, but in the boss pre-sheet it labels them as humans for simplicity's sake. So them doing something crazy like that wouldn't be out of their ballpark. Yeah, if Aina gets in those, I would 100% bet she's like our 3rd machine, because Aina has like her robotic eye. She uses robotic equipment, her laser guns, the sword. The little drone buddy she calls out, she calls missiles and all that sort of stuff. So she's got exactly like the gear to be called a machine. No damage. Effectively wait 9 seconds to kill 1 enemy. I'm so thankful that she has piercing properties on her basic attack. It's so good. Terrorist assault. CS assault. Good job, Asuka. We're almost there. Though 70 is going to be another killer because it's Yukikaze Asagi and Mary. That's it. I had to think about who that character was. Oh yeah, almost. Yeah, you got that right there, Bucket. It's like all Taimanins are demons in some sort of respect, but they hide that side because the reason that they have their powers in the first place is because of demon attributes. But I would more or less equate it to something like, do you call a terrier a chihuahua? Because they may be dogs, but they're not mutually exclusive. You know? Like, obviously, the Taimanins have demon properties inside them. Like a terrier and a chihuahua are both dogs. But, they don't have, you don't have to consider the demon portion of like a Taimanin. You can just consider them as human because they, for the most part, act that way. What does Asagi have? She has that, she obviously has the Kage form, and she also has that, like, the demon form that she unleashes in 3. I forget what that thing's called. The Kage form is a much more apparent version of that. Because obviously, Asagi obviously changes her whole appearance when she goes Kage form. She gets shirts purple, she gets a whole new suit, she's looking pretty great. Using particles nobody else can besides them is very obvious, yes. What is that called? What does Star Wars call that? It's midichlorians. Taimanin midichlorians. You know, if I never told you, if you never knew what midichlorians were, you would just think that's some sort of like really elaborate Taimanin or something. Taimanin midichlorian, which VN's that? Yes, sir. Oh, there's Tempest.
Koukawa Asuka yo. その身に刻んでおきなさい。
Go, baby, go. Let's do this. That's the first wave. I messed up really badly by mock impacting, and then the guy detonated on that. Probably should have waited at least 2 more seconds before that sort of thing, but I'm getting overzealous. I think I'm also getting mad. I'm still more or less thinking about how I lost to Yukikaze like 5 times. And I have to get ready to fight her again. They really don't have a lot of bosses in this game, do they? Because how many times do we fight Yukikaze, Sakura, and Asagi in this? It's like, what? 7 times? That's a lot. Yeah, imagine Rin in the tower. That's gonna be an absolute fucking slaughter every single time. Just fighting Rin in, like, the event where she appears is already extremely difficult. The whole fact now that you have to... the full fact now we're probably going to face her when we get 75 to 100 is going to be, like, an absolute goddamn nightmare. Because she has the same properties as Asuka does, not Asuka, but Rinko does, where you can't hurt her during her attack animation. You have to be ranged in order to do that, in order to break her out of it. And Rin has such a good basic attack string that she can't ever get near her. And she also has like the roll, the warp too. She's just all around really, really strong. $69, very nice. Got a 69 that hot robot over there, if you know what I'm saying. Sure you do. Emily would be even worse because that fucking machine gun turret would mean you would never ever get a chance to walk up to even to Emily. That's probably why they don't put Emily inside there. And yeah, Murasaki doesn't even get underly represented as a boss. I don't even think she's been shown as fightable in the sense. Kiara, Sue, Shizuru, and Tokiko don't even have boss forms. Also Asuka. Like, those characters don't even have boss forms. I imagine something like Kiara would be like an absolute nightmare to fight too, because she has the freeze ability, which means it's a hard stun at any time. Yeah, Tokiko does also have the boss form. We just got that one too. Sue is not fightable. A lot of those characters who don't have like actual boss forms would probably be absolute nightmares to fight. Like Shizuru being able to hold you in place with the Thorn Whip, and also like giving you debuffs as well. Kiara with the freeze. It's like, man. And then Murasaki would be probably a really shitty boss because she would have the same thing as like Rinko and Rin do, but except with Murasaki it makes sense because we already know that Murasaki has inherent super armor. But, oh, ow. Well, with Rinko and Rin it doesn't make so much sense. Like, you can't touch those girls at all. Let me go to the bathroom first, so I can get ready for 7. So let's see. In terms of fightable bosses, I wanted to count this out. We have Asagi, Sakura, Yukikaze, Rinko, Shiranui, Tokiko, Micah, Astaroth, Noah. Who else? Because that right there is 9 playable characters that you can also fight. Or Bora, that's 10. Who else? Ingrid. Ingrid's 11. That's playable as a boss. We never even see Ingrid in the tower either. I would like to fight. No, we do. We see her on one floor, and that's it. So there's a lot of characters that they haven't put in there to we can actually play with. Well, play against at least. You can play as them, but not that way. Kiara Shizuru as a boss. You really feel like those mobs from the anime intro. It's like, yes, you're gonna get whipped real good, and it's gonna be a little bit chilly tonight. Kiara giving you the cold shoulder as she does 700,000 damage in one hit. Having the best crowd control on planet Earth. We need Edwin Black as a playable character. I don't know. It's like I would not like him as a playable character. I like him just being the way he is as a villain. Because obviously gravity magic's pretty busted in general. We already have pretty OP characters in terms of like Felicia and Rin. Oh yeah, Felicia, that's another character that was a boss and also is a playable character. So we have like what? That's 12, almost 13 characters right there, I think. Rin too. But probably like almost like a good almost 50-60% of the roster is fightable. Yet they don't use them ever in the tower. We can't play as Snake Lady yet. I'm trying. That's what I'm mentioning there, Raptor. Is characters like characters who are playable but don't have a boss model. So when Saika gets added in, she's going to be a playable character that also had a boss model. Alright, it's time for the juice. They really limit themselves on the bosses they use here. I wish they didn't. Because the tower would be like an absolutely perfect place to fight every single person you've ever met. Doo-doo-doo. Oh Lord. Yeah, 1 to 75 for the most part is just year 1 stuff. Who knows? Maybe during Anniversary they're gonna do like a whole revamped system for the tower. It's not like they, you know, would ignore. They will ignore certain features of other parts of the game, like they what is that thing called? They very obviously fixed the well, they made changes towards that. Oh my God, what's that thing called? The exchange facility. They changed that on a fundamental level, so now it's actually it's a little bit better. It's a little bit more worthwhile. It's not a piece of shit. Like when they reset the tower and they put in all the new bosses we've gotten. Oh Lord, that was a bad move. I thought she was a lot closer. And that's it. That's 70. 5 floors left. Not too bad. Now we change your clothes for the last time. 'Cause I think I've pretty much used every outfit that I have on her at the moment. And we'll finish it off with Miss Foxy Lady. She's not made of iron, she's made of steel and aluminum. Slicer zone, all that sort of stuff. Okay. Once again, it's a Koukawa. At least they take us to a larger arena for 71 to 75. That I can appreciate. Now Asuka doesn't have to worry about the massive damage reduction to machines. Because for the most part, it's all downhill from here. Hopefully. I hope I don't speak too soon on this sort of stuff. Did it activate? Humans and machines have to have 10 stages each. Wow. Liliana and her sister Annette. They're essentially homeless girls that got taken in by a nice fella, and he gets to have sex with them every day. Nice. Wow, demons only have to worry about 5 zones. That's it. Man, the demon, not affiliation, demon preference is very strong here. But does Sue become invincible in her ult? She sure does. Every time you activate it, you turn invincible for 8 seconds. So if you have a particle generation build, you can do it. You can actually start chaining invincibility back to back. It's an actually doable strategy.
Koukawa Asuka yo. その身に刻んでおきなさい。
I don't know why they're so eager to put the strings on like machine characters specifically. There's only 2 in the game. They should really have all those stages with like machine damage reduction and like machine damage reduction and also human damage reduction. They should have those more. They should have those you know. They should have less machine than more than less with demons. Is there really truly an explicitly bad demon character? Yes, there's Noah, but Noah's a lot better now than she was. Still not the best, but obviously a lot better than she used to be. Well, I would say that actually Oboro being a demon character, actually she benefits the most from being a demon. Because she's a demon character with the suppress status. And suppress is like obviously one of the best elements in the game for just general usage. Yeah, there you go. Put the smackdown on her there, Asuka. Good job. Look at her. She's so happy she won. There's a Rinko mission somewhere. No, this is just the straight up humans mission. I think it's like 73 is that. Then 74 is Micah. And 75 obviously is the Triumvirate of awful, awful shit. But that's how this game do. It likes doing that a lot. I like Oboro because she actually has one of the few extreme dodge skills. Like, no, she has a crowd control ability that competes with not Sora. Why am I thinking Sora? Asagi. She has the only one that competes it with on the level of Asagi's and also Kiara's. And I like that. It keeps Asagi from being like, you know, obviously Asagi's strong, but Oboro in some situations can obviously be stronger. Like, Oboro's like really solid for the most part. She's not going to be like, you know, she can set records if someone really, really put their mind to it. But for the most part, it's like, Oboro's just a generally good character. Really solid stuff. In green. Everybody can be good in green, but her green really excels. Has high cooldowns, 18 seconds, 16 seconds, 24 seconds. Let's see. Who are other characters have generally high cooldowns? Let's see. Astaroth has high cooldowns. She's generally regarded as very good. Or more or less because she can bring down the cooldown of one of her skills even further to 50%. There's... Now Asuka does have some long-lasting cooldowns. Micah does have some long-lasting cooldowns as well, and generally those skills are very. Micah's generally regarded as good, but not great. Could be great, but not like groundbreaking stuff. It's a similar situation to Oboro. Felicia has long skills, but the fact that she has a very, very aggressive healing skill is what brings her over the top. That's what she effectively works the same way as Oboro does in terms of she has a crowd control ability. She has really strong. She has strong skills, fast. What really just sets her apart is the way she heals. Kind of underwhelming that we face Micah here on the 74th floor. This is actually one of the easiest stages to do. And yes, of course, machines are very underrepresented for some god-awful reason. It's like, why do they want to keep machines down? There's no reason for them to do so. Well, I mean, if they wanted to keep machines pinned down because of Emily, they really shouldn't have made her that strong in the first place. I don't know. Does Emily just leave like a bad precedent or something that they made their OC character strong because they wanted him to be liked? At least Emily's got like the fat titties and a gigantic ass, so that kind of helps her out. But here we are, the end of the road, 75. Ah, waited for you. All right. Imagine being memorable because your character's OP. It's like, that's true. I mean, there's some characters that do just like, you know, they get fan favorited because like they are so strong. What if I change the music to something? That's fine. We'll leave it at that. So some Guilty Gear music on. All right, we're here at the end. Let's get this. All right, let's get this bread, boys. Gonna get us a fucking win.
効果はAsukaよ。その身に刻んでおきなさい。
Oh. Oh, I messed it up. I didn't press the button hard enough. I don't know. I don't know their bucket. Emily has the credentials. You know, she's got DSL. She ain't on dial-up. She can blow minds like the best of them if we gave her a chance. RPGX Emily win? Maybe. Maybe. I would love to see Amane become playable though, so we can finally have all the Fumas all together in one place. That would be like an actually huge boon for the game itself, that they have like the 3 most popular Fumas in the same place. Damn it, you fucking crit the wrong enemies. Keep the heat on there, Asuka. You got it. No. Oh no. Good first attempt there, Asuka. We got her down to 600 health. That's good. But yes, We play the stall game here because jumping in for a risky maneuver like that, nah, that's not happening. Good first attempt, Asuka. We can get this. You want the 3 OCs from Action Taimanin to actually make it into RPGX. But I don't want Noah or Sue to get looted. It's like, I mean... They would probably be pretty good candidates for getting, like, scenes in RPGX. I think Emily would probably be a huge draw, not a huge draw, but like a pretty solid draw in RPGX. Because from what I know, on the most part, it's like every time they release a character that's at least somewhat similar to Kiara, in terms of like she's a blonde, airheaded bimbo. So it's like, you know, that's perfect. It absolutely fits within the fan base for RPGX. So I wouldn't be surprised that Emily would do well there. You got this, Asuka. Let's believe in Asuka, everybody. Let's fucking do this. Yeah, it's my girl. You're both alive, okay. That's it. That's the ticket. All right, we had to take a little bit of a slow road, but we got it. A victory is a victory, no matter how you look at it. I won, they lost. Oh, Lord. I'm not jumping in there when it's like both Sora, not Sora, but Yukikaze and Rinko are still alive. Ugh. Ah, that was fantastic. I did not expect to get walled on Yukikaze all the way down there. We did it. We made it through to 75 with her. It's like, oh, fantastic job, Asuka. Our foxy lady has pushed herself to the limits. The limits of technology have been broken here, folks. We won. We won with our sexy fox lady. And look at that, we're just in time. Well, I accomplished what I wanted, and I hope you guys got what you wanted out of this too. You got some new information, you got all that sort of stuff, so I'm glad it happened. So, well, I guess we'll wind down with this one. Thanks for coming everybody. That was a really great time. We have fun times with Miss Hot Robot over here. She's shaking her can droid and knows how to use it well, obviously because we won with her. You gotta believe in her. She's a good girl. And obviously you can use her just the way you like it, obviously, and you need some invincibility help, but, well, do what you need to do. Once again, thanks for coming by, everybody. Tomorrow we have, I think it's Spawn Armageddon for the GameCube. That's going to be interesting for sure. It's a boring as shit game, so we're going to see if we can make it a more enjoyable experience rather than a slog of a one. But hey, what are you going to do? All right. And with that, make sure you like, comment, rate, favorite, subscribe, do all that fun sort of shit, because you know you love it. So, and with that, doo-doo-doo-doo. Look at that, Asuka kisses us goodbye. And like always, everyone, I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.